Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then also, that they were also pushing down some traffic or campaign against, of course, they provide for like punishment. He's the right. He was the right. They were not happy. There was no issue before like shared custody. So we have the right to make decisions. We can go on holiday. We will go on holiday. Okay, no, this is not your most cases, there is a competition. In most cases, moms and they are invested in time. That was enough that they really something to do. You know, so many cases that the moms are taken away and that's all the mom actually that she was trying to accommodate or wrong that so they can share custody. And no police is actually suspecting because she's the mom. Because that is not the victim is the relation for that is how mom wants to do she gets close to I think that he work that is being posted. I think that we know it's possible that he opens like that way and then so that the police is not going to they know that they want to but that that is what I'm talking
Can you hear us now?
Probably something happened to the camera whilst it went down. I don't know. No?
Hello, hello, Alice.
Hello. Now?
Yes.
All right,
Okay,
okay.
great. Oh my God, it's always some kind of an issue with our lives. It's like, no, we shouldn't be doing any lives because we are always getting issues in live videos.
Right, so shall we recap then?
So tell us, where do you want us to start from? From the beginning? Great, finally, my goodness me. The camera had a fall on the ground earlier, so probably messed up the microphone. Hi.
So we should recap then.
Yeah, so
Right.
yes. Let's start.
Shall I start? Or I don't know.
Yeah, we were just talking about the case of Darrell, Mayson and Kaiden Peak. We already covered this in our first live today, but we got some latest information available to us. So just to recap quickly, the dad and the boys, they went missing on Thursday, the 25th of February, when Darrell had a heated argument with his wife. He then left the house. He drove off in his car, and just at the end of the road, close to his house, he crashed his car. At the time, he had a gun with him. His wife went to check up on him to make sure that he's all right. She was with her car, and the kids, the boys, were at the back. And when she got out of the car to check on him, he quickly ran to her car. He jumped in and drove off with the boys. He was still carrying the gun at that point.
But he did mention he will come back.
Yes, he did mention he
Yeah.
will come back. However, he never came back. Then on,
So this happened around 4 o'clock
yes,
or something. Um, then obviously
at 5:30 p.m. on the same
about
day.
yeah, he's been seen on Highway 65 around Warsaw area with a car. Uh, a trooper went there to check on him and then to put questions and ask if he needs help. Obviously, he refused. Um,
So the car ran out of gas. Then
yeah,
they went on foot. He abandoned the vehicle. Apparently, he also left his wallet in the vehicle, although I'm not sure because there are various accounts.
yeah,
Then on the same day at 5:52 p.m., Benton County deputy saw a man and two children walking along Highway 65. She turned around to make contact to talk to them, but by the time she turned around, they are already gone from the area, and she suspected that they are in the wooded area. So she drove off.
yeah. At around 7, same day on the 25th of February, um, the troopers dispatched, the highway troopers
Yeah, Missouri.
dispatched
Yeah.
troopers to the area to check on a man walking along the highway with two children, but the trooper was unable to locate them again.
Yes.
So that happened after what, about an hour difference?
Yeah, about an hour and 10
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
February the 26th, which was on a Friday at around 10:30, all family members contacted the Greene County Sheriff's office to file a missing persons report. The family reported Darrell had a history of depression and some suicidal statements made in the past. However, they insisted that he will never harm his children. On the same day, on Friday, the 26th of February, at approximately 12:58, 1-ish
PM.
p.m. The statewide bolo alert sent out for the three missing persons. On the same day, approximately one missing persons information entered into the system. Uh, the same day, around 1:25 p.m., upon learning of the missing person investigation, troopers and Benton County deputies responded and searched the areas where Darrell, Mayson, and Kaiden were repeatedly observed during the evening of February the 25th, which was the day before. And on 27th, on a Saturday, the police received a tip that that Darrell Peak had pulled $600 from his debit card at a casino, and in the same place he told to an employee that he and his kids were going to be getting a fresh start. This is according to some court documents. Greene County detectives have worked around the clock since the report were made attempting to locate Darrell and his children. Obviously, on a Sunday, February 28th, detectives decided to pursue criminal charges for the arrest of Darrell. They hoped that this would generate some additional tips and leads. The prosecutors charged Peak with 2 counts of kidnapping, even though they were his sons. He was a biological dad, and I don't know why, you know. So up to this point, we will try to catch up with you guys.
Yes.
So if you know.
Yeah. Alice is asking little children. Yes, 3 and 4 years old. We already covered the basic details in our previous live today. This is an update to what we said previously. However, the boys were 3 and 4 years old. Their dad, Darrell, he was 40 years old. And Robert, this happened in Greene County, Missouri.
In America.
In the US, yeah. Okay, let's carry on with the rest of the info there. So the prosecutors decided to charge Peak with 2 counts of kidnapping, although he was the biological father of the children. He was married with a mother. They lived together. There was no issue of them being separated with shared custody and things like that. It would have been something like a dad taking his kids on holiday, going for 4 hours away, driving and things like that. So I am not quite sure I understand why they decided to charge Peak with 2 counts of kidnapping, when technically he had all the legal right to take his kids and go, for, let's say, for a drive or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, after all that, on the 1st of March, just what, 2 days ago?
Yes.
They've been found dead. Their bodies been found in a shed, apparently in Warsaw area, same area where they've been spotted. So just to think about it, nobody tried to find them, at least to go in that area to look for them, isn't it?
Well, I'm saying that the first mistake which happened was that trooper, when she went there, she thought she spotted them. She turned around and then she said that probably they were gone in the wooded area. But why didn't she stop the car and go and make sure that she checks on them to make sure it was them, to make sure that she sees Darrell's state of mind at that point? Or maybe if she was really concerned that he's got a gun and she might make things worse, she could have at least called for backup. Yeah. And just to check on them, because if he was known to have depression, at least you should be checking. So to me, this is the first mistake that they did. And yes, their bodies sadly were found by linemen working on a nearby power lines, and in a shed, like you said,
Yeah,
found
around
in a shed.
4:20
Yes.
p.m. on a Monday. So this is on the 1st of March.
And the Benton County Sheriff's Office actually ruled this as a murder suicide. So my guess is that the dad took the gun, killed the
Yeah.
boys, and then killed himself. It was probably because he panicked that he probably heard there is a charges against him for kidnapping. So I think that he panicked, and in the moment, he didn't really know what else to do. He was probably thinking ahead that now, if they catch him, they will arrest him. He will go to prison. They remove the kids. He
Yeah.
won't be able to see them. He was already in a very fragile state, considering he had depression. So it's probably that this is the tip of the iceberg for him, and he just
Yeah. Well, we don't know, Robert, if they were shot or not. But from what we know up to this moment, he had a gun with him. So probably that's what happened.
yeah, it's probably that thing. But the coroner said that he can't really rule the cause of that because they are still working on collecting information. Probably there will be an autopsy being performed on the bodies. But our guess is that yes, he used that gun.
Robert, one was 3 years old and the other one was 4 years old, and the dad was 40 years old. Uh, Alice, kind of agree with you there, but yeah, kids are pulled with the parents' uh, moves. Whatever they do, they pull them with them somehow, and I totally don't agree with that. I mean, if you do something bad, don't pull your kids in. You
Yeah.
know, that's the worst thing to do.
I honestly think that this thing could have been avoided if that trooper decided to go further and actually look for them and make
Yeah.
sure she confirms that she's seen them.
Yeah.
And I also think that it is possible because they had this heated argument that there were marriage problems there, and this is this is mentioned actually by a couple of their families
Family and
or
friends,
friends,
yeah.
yes, especially on Facebook, that they had marriage issues for a very long time. And it's possible that in that argument with his wife, she maybe told him, okay, you know what, I'm divorcing you, I'm taking the kids, and that's why he decided to go away with the kids. I assume that he probably thought that he's going to get across state lines with the kids,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't be tracked so easily. And possibly when he saw the first trooper stopping him, and then also the second trooper trying to find him, he probably started to get a bit worried. And then by the time the charges were brought against him, that was it. Because I think in his mind he was thinking, now even if I want to go across state lines, the charges will be against me. So any chance the police has, they will stop me, and they will just
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, the parents weren't divorced, Robert. They were married. There was no divorce filed, no nothing, no issues with that. As far as I'm concerned, and I know, um, he took revenge. Well,
That can be
that
another.
can be another, let's say, option.
Yeah, if indeed he did have the argument and she threatened that she's going to take the kids away from him, maybe he was thinking to himself, you know what? If I'm not gonna have them, you're not gonna have them either.
Yeah, but you see, it goes as I said in the previous video. Why would you put the kids in between? I mean, if he's the daddy, you are the mom, you have a heated discussion. You should keep it in between you two. Don't bring the kids in because obviously it will trigger things. And obviously, he was already in depression, known by everybody. He made statements of, suicidal statements in the past. So she knew what what
that he's in a particular state of mind.
yeah, and she pushed uh, you know
The buttons, probably.
the wrong buttons, and obviously he got mad, so he took off with the kids in her car. He ran out of gas on the highway, and you see so many things happening in one after another. Then he gets more mad, but probably he had a plan in his head.
I don't think that he planned to do something like this, though.
No, but probably he had a plan in the meantime whilst he was doing this. Probably what he wanted to do was to because the tip that was given on Saturday by somebody to the police
From the casino.
from the casino that he took $600. He pulled $600 from his credit card, and when he said to the employee, "There's a new fresh start for me and my kids," probably that was something that he wanted to do after the events. Probably he wanted to go and cross the states and get into Florida somewhere, because in Florida, what I've heard and know up to this point, Florida has different rules and regulations when it comes to family and kids. So maybe he wanted to reach Florida and to get the kids and just take it as a new sort of, this didn't happen. And the police, when he saw them, he disappeared. The police didn't chase to see whether they can just come to talk to him.
Just to confirm that he is
to,
actually
to
okay.
confirm, are you
Yeah.
alright?
Yeah, and the
Obviously,
kids as well.
the prosecutor didn't have, from my point of view, my opinion is that the prosecutor, whoever did this, they didn't have the right to prosecute him, because that triggered everything, in my opinion. That triggered the whole thing. And maybe he thought, now they catch me, they will arrest me. I'm in trouble, and I'm losing the kids as well.
Yeah, so
That's
he was found. They were found on Monday, the 1st of March, right?
Yeah.
And on Saturday before that, he spoke to the employee at the casino. He withdrew the money. He said they will start a fresh start. So the only thing that happened between Saturday and Monday was the prosecution,
Which was on Sunday.
Yes, which was on Sunday.
Yeah.
This prosecution was made public. The way I see it is, even if you want to prosecute somebody, you don't make it public for them to be able to know what is happening, especially when they are in a certain state of mind, especially when they have mental problems, mental issues, because you have no idea how they will react.
Yeah, but they said, maybe
So they did
they
that.
will generate additional tips and leads
Yes.
if they do this to pursue criminal charges for his arrest. But obviously, I don't know how it works. Do they really need to come out and publicly to let everyone knows that he's prosecuted?
I think that
Do they need to do by law this, or is it their choice?
I'm not quite sure how it works, but in my opinion, I think that this was the worst choice that they made to make this public, that they are prosecuting him. Then we also have another issue with the Amber Alert. So the troopers were trying to get an Amber Alert issues also from the family, I believe it came as well.
Well, yeah.
It seemed that this case did not fit the criteria for an Amber issue alert. So apparently,
Well, yeah.
according to the Highway Patrol's website list.
Yeah, the deputy, actually from the Greene County Sheriff's Office, said that his agency approached the Missouri State Highway Patrol about issuing an Amber Alert, but the patrol determined the case did not meet. And now I wonder, what do you really need to kind of, he's in a state, fragile state. He's got a gun. He's got the kids. He's on foot. He doesn't have any, because he turned off his phone as well. Nobody kind of could point where he is. Nobody knew anything where. But the troopers, they spotted him in the area, and in the same area they found all of them.
Yes. So do you want to go through the 5? Where is it?
It's down
Oh,
there.
here. The 5 criterias that should be met for an Amber Alert. So it seems that 4 of the categories, they would clearly have been met in this case. 4 of them. One is law enforcement believes an abduction has occurred while they were prosecuting him for the kidnapping.
Yeah.
So they must have believed that. Then there's sufficient descriptive information about the subjects. I mean, their height, their weight, the age, how they were dressed, everything really fits the criteria. The victims are younger than 17. The boys were obviously 3 and 4. And information about the case had been entered in the National Crime Information Center system. That was already entered on the 26th, I believe.
Yeah, well, it was.
We were just checking earlier.
It was on the. It was on the 25th.
Was it on the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, and then there was the last criteria, which
26th on Friday. Yes.
Okay, so don't. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there was the last criteria which the law enforcement didn't believe that this was met, which was the threat, a credible threat of serious bodily injury or death to the victims. Again, when you have a man who drives a car in a rage with a gun, with underage children on the back seat, just having crashed his own car moments before, you can't tell me that this is no threat of bodily harm when he goes in that state of mind and carrying a gun as well. This thing can blow off any minute. How could they have considered that this is not a threat for this Amber Alert not to be issued? Because if the Amber Alert would be issued, then everybody would receive text messages,
the details about the persons and everything, and probably even I don't know, but at least to get a message and to let you know, oh, hold on, if you see these people, then there you go, try to let us know, so people will come forward and with the information. Nothing happened. They didn't search in the area where they've been spotted, as far as I'm concerned, because they would be found, right? Second, they prosecuted him on Sunday. And third, no issue of Amber Alert.
Yes.
These 3, they add up to the story somehow. And these are the main issues. I don't understand why they did work like this in this case. Because they could have been safe. They could have been safe now. Safe and sound. Everybody. Seriously.
That's what I believe as well. That's what I believe. I have no idea whoever advised that prosecutor to go public with the charges. I don't know what they were thinking, where their head was, but it was definitely in the most idiotic place ever, I think, in my opinion. Because I think that was the main reason that he was triggered and he did what he did. He did not see an escape from then on.
Well, Alice, who determines
Let's see.
Is the troopers, the highway. They decide.
Let's catch up a bit on the comments though, because it's
okay.
Let's see. Okay. Alice is saying here, and that $600 is planning something. So yes, no way he wanted it to end this way. Yeah, that's what we were thinking as well, because otherwise it would just seem strange that he would, withdraw those $600 plus speak with the employee and say about a fresh start.
Yeah.
So probably when this whole plan was boiling in his head, he really didn't, I don't think that he was envisaging that he will perform this murder-suicide sort of thing.
I no.
Alice is also replying to Robert. He thinks the world revolves around him. If he just kills himself, how will the kids live? Better, but he can't believe this. Well, in all honesty, we don't know all the details. Other people are saying that he must have taken a reason. We don't know much about the mother. We don't know much about their entire relationship as a family. We don't know what triggered his depression. We don't know what triggered his suicide, talking about suicide. So something must have happened in that family as well to make him the way he was. So at this point, I wouldn't want to say that he's narcissistic and that he was thinking his kids are not better off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but the 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 timeline says probably everything. The way they put it down there, the police, so you will understand that after he has been prosecuted on a Sunday, the next day on Monday they've been found dead. So we don't know since when they are dead. Actually, probably the coroner will come up with the details about that, but we don't know when. But as soon as we find out, we will come back with details and updates on that. But we don't know when they've been dead. Since
Yes.
when? We don't know the cause. To kind of have an idea what happened.
So
Well, the highway, the troopers determine,
the Missouri
because
State Highway
it's
Patrol.
on their website, and the county sheriff, they send the request for a Amber Alert, but the troopers send back saying is not meeting the criteria.
Robert is asking how long after the second trooper saw him did the shooting occur? Any idea? It was. It is possible that it was either on Sunday or on Monday. So the second trooper saw him on Friday, right?
Yeah.
On Friday, the second trooper saw him on Friday. The bodies were found on Monday. So between Sunday and Monday, I assume something happened there. Because on Saturday, the police received a tip that he was at the casino withdrawing $600.
Yes.
Hello, Mohammed. We are discussing about a case here. I don't know about James. Like you already know, he's been blocked from this channel because he was just being rude. So
sorry about
yeah.
it. Right. So
Was there anything else that we didn't cover?
I'm not sure, but
oh my God, my earrings are killing me.
I think the issue I want to talk about is the Amber Alert.
Yes.
And why they didn't do anything to find them.
Yes.
Because in cases such as, like, you give it a day or two, whatever, but they were gone by Thursday, and they've been seen at the end of Thursday, like around 7ish, sort of, and then uh, nothing has been done in between to see whether they can be found, if they are safe or not. So the thing is, I feel that the troopers and the police in general, they didn't do as much as they could have done to to get to the point to find them. There's one thing. The second thing is the prosecution, which has been issued on Sunday. And the third one is um, the Amber Alert.
Yes. Yes. This was handled badly from my point of view from the beginning. again, I say I think that because it was a very small area where they lived, a very small town. It was probably like a local police force, and maybe they didn't really deal with these cases. So it can be that they didn't know how to investigate in these kind of situations.
They asked the troopers to issue the Amber Alert, but they didn't.
Yes, I
didn't.
know, I know. It's a. I'm saying that it all starts with the police and the way that they handled this case from the get-go.
But let me tell you something else. If the mom was going with the boys,
Yeah,
so she was leaving,
yeah.
right? Would they be? Would she be prosecuted for apparently kidnapping?
No,
Let's
she
say.
wouldn't be, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how the case was handled from the beginning, all the failures that the police, did. Because we've already said that obviously in most of the cases, when moms live with their kids, they wouldn't be prosecuted for kidnapping. That's one thing which is for sure. In most of the cases, they are not being prosecuted.
Mhm.
Whereas a man, he is more easily prosecuted because for some reason people have the idea that being a man automatically means that you are violent, but being a woman and a mom automatically means that you cannot be violent or abuse your children.
Mhm.
So yes, it's a situation
So
which is
isn't
not fair.
this biased somehow?
It is biased. That no one is saying it's not biased, but unfortunately, it is how it is. Now, in this case at hand, the police, I think that they mishandled the situation from the beginning, and they started with that trooper who didn't go back to actually search for them when she
Yeah,
saw that
I
they
mean,
were missing,
yeah.
that they
It
just
was a
disappeared.
deputy actually, and she went there with the car. She turned around and she went in the area where she saw them initially, and they weren't there. And she thought they went into the area. But obviously, if you have an idea that they weren't there, why you didn't call for backup somehow? Uh, and just because you saw two kids, and that should flag up,
Exactly.
and that should be already gives you the straight away the idea that hold on a minute, something might be wrong here.
Exactly, because you don't see this as a normal situation where somebody just walks with their children on the highway
Yeah.
for no reason.
So for example, let's say she didn't realize who it is, and maybe because she didn't know who was him with the kids, and let's say okay, but maybe you as a deputy don't have a bit of an idea that those kids might be kidnapped by a stranger going on the
Yes,
highway with
exactly.
them like that. So you go back, call for backup if if you are concerned for your safety. Call for backup and let them know that you are in that area and you will wait for backup. You can't go in a wooded area by yourself, even though you are having a gun with you, because that person might be hidden somewhere. You don't see him. He might shoot you, isn't it?
Or there will be
Or
gun
the
exchange,
yeah
firing exchange
yeah.
with underage
So
kids there.
so instead of going by yourself in a wooded area, if you are scared and kind of like you try to keep safe, then call for backup and let them know where you are and what you're doing and what you think you know you you believe is the case and what's all about. So they will come to your aid, and you have to go to look for them, isn't it? Because there were two kids, and you don't know if it's their dad or a stranger,
Yeah, that's very true. Yes.
right? Why did they didn't do why they didn't do that?
I don't think that they took the situation
As
initially as important as or as serious as it actually was. So that's why I think that they failed from the beginning because they didn't take it serious enough. Because the family kept on highlighting the fact that he would never harm his children, but we know from so many other cases that parents, they are people just like you and me, just like us, and something happens and they just go crazy. So it could be the case with anyone really. You can't say, you can't distinguish a person from another just because they are good parents and they would never hurt their children, because no one really wants to hurt their children. But
Well, you
that,
don't know. Some cases are
yeah,
different.
yes, I know they
But
are different. I'm just saying like a general idea that this should have been taken more seriously than it was taken.
yes, yes, true. So first trooper goes to him, asks him if he needs help. Obviously, he refused. But that trooper has to keep in mind, hold on a minute, I need to put some more questions. Uh, are them two your kids? Can I get a name? You know, some more questions. Have a conversation, or I don't know, anything really. And obviously, you need to let others know. But from his reports, he was saying that they seemed okay for him, right? So we don't know that. We don't know
So, Alice,
why.
you are saying here, please consider James Hutchinson's case. So, thank you very much for the tip. I've already written it down and I will have a look into it. Thank you.
The
Robert is saying, I'm rather ignorant of conditions in Missouri. Was it a legal gun? Some states have open carry laws. Some states are very rural and rather backwards, so to speak. So all these statements that we talked to you about, they came from the Greene County Sheriff's Facebook page, and there wasn't anywhere mentioned that the gun was illegal.
yeah.
And he also usually carried that gun with him. So again, I don't think that it was illegal. I think that he had a license to carry it.
Well, the thing is, they mentioned he always carries that gun in a holster. So that means he probably had a carry gun permit or something like that. I don't know, license. Um,
Robert is saying we really don't know. She could have been a bitch or not, and he could have been sick.
sick.
Yes, yes. That's why it's not. That's why we don't want to jump to conclusions right away,
Yeah.
because we don't have all the information. So unless the investigation will deepen and they will find out all sorts of information and they will release them to the public, that's when we can make a decision, based on what we have. But at this point, we don't have enough.
But that worries me because the troopers, they didn't do their work. Police, they tried to issue the Amber Alert, but the troopers didn't accept it. So how does it work? How does it work really? I'm really worried, concerned for other people. It might happen something else with somebody else, and it might be in the same kind of similar situation. Would they wait for people to die so they can issue an Amber Alert, or what? What are
The-
they doing?
yeah, exactly. This really doesn't make sense. I mean, for how long do you need to wait to issue an Amber Alert? Or seriously, when does it need to be issued?
I don't
I
know.
think that there should be a review done on this investigation, because there are some things which don't seem that they
No,
were
no.
done right.
So I'm fuming, and I was very upset when I came to the news that uh, they've been found dead. I was very upset, and I don't know. I just I found it I found it interesting that the Amber Alert hasn't been issued, and also why they didn't carry on the searches so they can find them, because they were in the same area where they've been spotted. That means you didn't do your search properly. That means you don't care. What's that? You are paid by people to support them, to help them, to make sure they are secure and safe. Are you doing your job, or what are you doing? I'm not trying to blame the police here, but these sort of cases bring up, that kind of rage in people, and obviously people would believe police that doesn't do properly their job. That's why they are like that. But people don't trust anymore, you know. Uh,
So, Robert is saying here, did you hear, Kat, that Bakersfield has taken over the case of Owen and Orson from the custody police? I heard, sorry, excuse me, I heard that, yes. I didn't want to mention that and make a video about that as well because it's already been all over YouTube. So I feel like it's already getting saturated in a sense, as in, yeah,
heated,
as
yeah.
in a lot of YouTubers are already
Yeah,
making
yeah,
these
yeah.
videos. So I didn't feel like I should be making it just for the sake of making it. I did hear, however, and there was a statement released from Bakersfield Police saying that anybody who has any information on Orrin and Orson came into contact with them in any sort of context over the last 1 year, they should contact Bakersfield Police. Now, Bakersfield is saying that the reason why they took over the investigation was because most of the tips came from Bakersfield, and Cal City Police, they would have to drive 80, 90 miles
Miles.
every single day to Bakersfield to work on those tips. So they felt that it is much better for Bakersfield Police to take over, also because the kids' lives revolved around Bakersfield. Their adoptive parents lived in Bakersfield, their adoptive grandparents. So yeah, that's why they took over this. I think that they have more than they say, and I think that something will come out of this pretty soon. I feel that Car City did not, either that they did not do enough or they did not disclose enough information. In a sense, it's a relief that Bakersfield Police took over. However, it might just be the case that they do have a lot of info, but they are not releasing them, like the sergeant was saying in his interview.
Yeah, but they asked for a year previous,
Yeah.
so a year behind with any kind of information. That means the boys haven't been in Cal City, probably. So they've been last seen in Bakersfield, and they need info from there to gather more info so they can put it together like a puzzle.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
my suspicions. Yeah, that is something connected to Bakersfield there, and that's why Bakersfield police decided to take over.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's what we initially, well, initially, not initially, but in kind of one of the videos about Orin and Orson, we did say that I I viewed the footage, the neighbor's footage, and obviously I couldn't see six. I could see only four kids getting in the van on the 19th. So where are the other two? Left alone in the house? No, I don't think so. So that was my idea, that they haven't been in Car City. So something happened in Bakersfield, and probably Bakersfield police took over just for that because they found out something,
I think
and
so.
now they are trying to keep it hidden from the public so they don't kind of mess the investigation. And I kind of agree with that. But at least do your job. Do your job, right?
Yeah, that's what the sergeant was saying when Perla interviewed him. He was saying that they do have a lot of information, uh, and they are very close to something there, but obviously they don't want to release this to the public so that it doesn't damage the investigation any further. It seems that apparently they have served over 50 search warrants in total, hundreds of tips and leads in Bakersfield. They've been following those up. So yeah, it's more or less just a game of waiting for us until they decide that is not going to damage their investigation any longer, and they will come public. But he did say that he will make this kind of press conferences just to keep the public updated, because the public deserves it, because everybody is invested in trying to find out what happened to the boys.
Yeah. Right. let's get back to our case here a
Mm-hmm.
bit. All right. The Amber Alert seem to be,
Misused.
misused. Exactly. So those criteria there, they probably have to work on that. Make sure, because it's about two kids here. We talk about two kids. I'm not talking about him as dad because he was 40, right? And at 40, I believe you kind of lived your life. You did your bit there. No worries. But those kids, they were only 3 and 4, and how come because as parent, even though they are with you, if you want to take your life in your hands and just go, like, metaphorically speaking, meaning kill yourself, okay, but leave the kids out of it, and that's his mistake. That's what he did. But we don't know yet. We don't know yet because we need some updates on that yet. We are still waiting on the updates. But we believe that he got to know about the prosecution against him on Sunday, and on Monday, obviously, what he thought he had in mind, probably going in his sick mind. Oh well, I have no option now, and they are with me, so I have to do something. And probably he killed them, shoot them, and then he killed himself just to make sure he's out of it. But that, and I'm going to his own persona as like characterizing him. That's uh, that's very very selfish of you to do that, isn't it?
It is, yes, of
It's
course it
very
is.
selfish, narcissistic kind of. I don't know because there are some bits there that they need to adapt. Uh, because of the situation, I can't really tell that, but selfish, yeah. And also, you don't think with your head, you think with your skull, empty skull. Then, if you do that to your own kids, seriously, why? They did nothing wrong to you. You got them on this world. You probably struggle with them to get them to be 3 and 4. And what are you doing? You just kill them? Why? What did they do? No, that's wrong. That's really wrong. So I still blame the police. I still blame um, the troopers. I blame the judge who did that. Prosecute a dad with his own kids. That's wrong. And he probably got to know about that new news because they came public, and there was a bit another mistake they did. You know.
Hello, who, what, when, where? Hi, I am subscribed to your channel.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking about Orin and Orson. Thank you for checking our channel out. We are trying the best we can, and to cover your other comments and the other viewers' comments. Unfortunately, as much as we'd love to bring videos to more people to raise awareness, we find ourselves in a situation where we don't really get coverage on it. Yes, we do have quite a few videos on Orin and Orson, including I made a video where I did my own analysis on Trizell and Jacqueline West's press conference, and there are quite a few videos on Orin and Orson, but I'm not seeing as much coverage as I would like in terms of raising awareness. This is possibly because we are based in the UK, and most of YouTube channels and YouTube creators who are making videos on Orin and Orson West, they are based in the US, and so there's a bigger coverage. But apart from that, we will keep on working on Orin and Orson West as well.
Yeah, we do a lot of research. We do a lot of work to make sure we get the right information and to kind of compose it somehow, to make people know about it. Yeah.
Robert is asking, wouldn't they have questioned the remaining 4 children on the December 22nd or whenever the authorities had those children?
They did.
But not on December 22nd,
No,
though. It was
no.
just, I believe, in January. I think that Chief Walker came publicly, yeah.
in an interview with Perla Shahim.
I think he was with Perla at the time as
Yeah.
well.
So he came publicly and he said, well, we did interview the 4 kids as well. Trizell and Jacqueline West, they've been through polygraph as well. They accepted it. They've been through it, but I can't give any other information or to let to talk about it because it's an open investigation and we can't say anything yet.
As for the questioning of the 4 kids, they were questioned by the police whilst they were in foster care, so they are even now in foster care.
Yeah.
And they were questioned. However, they are not releasing any information as to what the boys said about seeing Orin and Orson.
Alice is saying here, Robert, yes, and now they're establishing a timeline for the last time kids were seen alive.
Yes, I think that's the main reason why the sergeant was saying, was asking everybody in the last 1 year to, say anything that they know, because they are probably suspecting that something happened with them a long time ago.
Yeah, but think about it. If you go back 1 year, that means there's something there, that they found something. So probably, they need to gather more information to make sure they have the right amount to put it out there into the investigation.
Robert is asking, sounds like the police didn't search hard enough for the Missouri boys. Did they say exactly where they were found, in a barn, in the car, etc.? Yes, they were found by linemen working
on power lines.
They were found in a shed.
In a shed.
Yes, yeah. So it was in a shed. It was in sort of, yes, a shed.
Like a structure.
And he was very close to where they've last have been spotted by that trooper lady.
Yeah.
Who said that they disappeared into the wooded area but didn't bother to go searching for them. So he was very close to there. They've been there the whole time, and yeah, they were just.
So again, we go back to the troopers.
Yes.
They didn't look for them. They didn't look for them at all. So what kind of job are you doing then?
Alice is saying, anytime the police don't do enough, everything after is all about cover up.
Cover up. Let's hope this is not cover up, because
I agree with
we
that.
are waiting. We are waiting for those updates. The coroner said that he's gathering more info to do the post-mortem as well, and to give us information after, probably in a press release or something like that, to let us know how they died and when, and probably those are the main things now to cover.
But yes, I think that if the police, well, it's obvious from what we know that the police in this situation, they were incompetent. They did not do their job properly. And if indeed this is the case, obviously, I think that they will try anything and everything to cover that up, that incompetence, because there won't be any police officer who will come publicly to say, you know what, we are incompetent, we didn't do our job properly. They would rather just find reasons and ways to cover up their own incompetence.
Yeah.
Yes. Who, what, when, where? I'll never understand how a parent can kill his or her own child. That's exactly what we are always thinking as well when we hear about all these cases. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So many people in this world are struggling to have children, and sometimes they can't even have children. Yet other parents who are lucky enough to have children, they end up killing the life they created.
Yeah.
Why bring kids into this world and to just take their lives away? I have no idea. It's very hard to understand why they are doing it, because you need to put yourself in their shoes, and also you need to try and study their mind. But because you are not, how do you call it, a psychopath, you are not a psychopath, so obviously you can't understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much for what, when, where.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you said you are his subscriber as
I
well.
am
so-
I am a subscriber on your channel. Yes, I'm watching your videos as well, and you are doing an amazing job as well. So keep that up. Like you say, every video helps. Yeah, very true. Every single video helps.
Even here in the US, not a ton of coverage on mainstream media for some reason. Um,
On the Missouri boys.
well, it seems
Or
like
on
it's
Mendoza.
all over the place now, but mostly on social media, because I found out that on social media, family members and friends, they were just talking about them. Um, but
But the Missouri boys, all the information we found was mainly on the Greene County Sheriff's Facebook page, and two more news outlets.
yeah,
But apart from that, there's nothing. Even on YouTube, there is absolutely nothing.
no.
I looked for more info even on YouTube, and I couldn't find anything.
And I think New York Post is the one that came forward a bit earlier with the information.
And Fox 24?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so like that, yeah.
But apart from that, there's barely any coverage at all.
Who, what, when, where you're talking about, or in the Northern
Yes.
here?
Even people
Yeah.
in California are saying they aren't seeing coverage on the news, he said.
Well, there is not much coverage at the moment because obviously it's an open investigation, and probably they are gathering that, and they have their own suspicions. And now, when you have suspicions, obviously you know something which public doesn't know. Maybe it's about a big circle here, and they have their own eyes on somebody, on a person, because Chief Walker said there's many persons of interest in this case. That means they have already set up the circle, so they have those persons of interest there in their eyes, in their attention, and they are waiting to gather more info to finish that kind of puzzle, as we say, so they can hit them then, and they will come publicly somehow, some time. We don't know when.
I still believe though that if it wouldn't be for all the YouTube creators and
Yeah.
the people who went boots on the ground, as we like to say,
Yeah.
in the area, they started recording, they started talking about it, they started sharing on social media. I still believe that if this wouldn't have been done, we wouldn't know about this case. It wouldn't be so much in the media as it is. I mean, yes, in the media as it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically on YouTube, for example, every single day someone is posting a new video on Orion and Orson, and I guess this is a really good thing because we are making sure that they are not forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Robert, he didn't, but it's covered on Twitter and Facebook because many people came out, apparently strangers, and they found out somehow from the media, but they took it out from its context and they put it out there on Facebook, and so many people joined, and there's a lot of conversations there.
So, Robert, if you look on Greene County's sheriff's office,
Yeah, it's like
yes,
green with E at the end.
Yes.
Greene County.
If you go on their Facebook page, all the details are on there, and also in those posts you will see comments. There are like hundreds of comments there from extended family of the family, from friends, people who actually knew them. But apart from that, there's barely any news outlets out there who are covering this.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know, but this is to raise awareness that the Amber Alerts should be put out at the right time. You don't wait. No, wasting your time, and the those resources are just on stuck somehow. And you don't use them. Obviously, not using those resources and not doing your search for the voice, then is really wrong. Obviously, this was my main concern: the Amber Alert and also the prosecution and the way they handled it from the beginning. But he was the dad of the boys. You don't need to prosecute because it's wrong. I think it's even illegal to do that because the parents were married, the kids were biological, they're biological kids, children. So he was the biological dad, and he was with the boys, and obviously you don't need to do that. Why would you do that? Obviously you will trigger something, and then who knows what happens, and that's what you're
I
looking
want
for.
to. It doesn't have Facebook
Is
and
this one here?
okay.
What is now on Facebook?
No, and then Alice was saying that she got Twitter.
Right. Okay. Well,
If you can put it in the comments there on the live.
yeah, I will.
So if you want to have a look at the Facebook page for Greene County Sheriff's Office, the link should be there in the comments any minute now.
Yeah.
Where were we?
It's here.
Okay. Yes, the YouTubers who are looking for Orion Dawson have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, the most obvious one is AV Watchman, honestly, which he's every single day there in Cal City, in the surrounding areas. He's always going live. He's trying to cover everything really.
Yeah.
I did contact him to see if he would like to join me for a live session, but I'm still waiting for a reply, so I'm not sure. I just wanted to hear his opinion really.
Together, but yeah. Well,
Robert mentioned that he thinks they might be sold.
we don't know. We don't know that, but I didn't see the boys in Cal City, so that's my opinion. They probably gone in Bakersfield, and that's why Bakersfield took over because there was no nobody saw them in Cal City apart from the adoptive grandmother.
Yes. I really think that the reason why they moved from Bakersfield to Car City was to lose Trace, and that's why we believe that something happened to the boys in Bakersfield.
Yeah. There you go. And Robert is saying, well, to be fair, we have a lot of political stuff going on here. Yes, the Amber Alert should have been activated, and the police and such should have been searching and tracking the Missouri boys. Yes, but they didn't do, and they had so many chances. They had so many chances.
That's why I get to the same conclusion that they didn't take the case serious enough. That's why.
No.
They didn't take it serious enough from the beginning, and that's why they didn't.
I mean,
try their best.
you see a man, right, with two kids walking along Highway 65, any highway or any road. When he walks like, I mean, on a highway, right, walks on foot. Isn't it a bit weird? Don't you find it a bit weird?
It's not like every day you see somebody walking on Highway 65.
I don't know. I'm
With kids.
just asking. Isn't it weird?
I find it weird, honestly.
Exactly. So if you find it weird, use your common sense. Hold on. Maybe those two boys, those two kids, were kidnapped, were taken, were where that man takes them. What's going on here? Let's see what happened. Let's see who is that. Let's see who the boys are or who the kids are. Right? It's common sense. Common sense. I blame that deputy that went there after them, and she couldn't find them. But maybe they were in the wooded area.
She
But I
didn't even
don't
go
know.
to
I'm
check.
not looking.
It's just
Is that really your job to just ignore? Is it? Are you paid for being ignorant? So the time she turned around, probably at Warsaw, you turn somehow because you can't turn everywhere on highway, right? So she turned the time she turned around, time took her to turn around. They've been gone, and she couldn't see them. She couldn't find them. Okay, but if you have an idea where they went and what, because she mentioned wooded area, right?
yeah.
Call for backup or call. Just let them know the logs. There is logs. You need to talk. Say something. Look, suspicion activity in this wooded area. I'm at blah blah blah. Highway 65. I will wait for backup and things like that. They noticed an adult man with two kids. I don't know who that man is, who the kids are, and so on. So you need to make sure you get the right thing done, right?
And you even told me a bit earlier that you read on a Facebook post in a comment that someone was saying just where the U-turn is, that's where the wooded area was.
Yeah,
So there you
yeah.
go.
So it's exactly in the same area they've been found at, all of them. I feel, I have this rage in me now that needs to come out somehow. I don't know.
So Alice is saying, replying to Robert, I think they had the FBI involved with the West case on day 2. You're probably right that Pride stopped them from the Bakersfield police department. That can be the case, yes. Yes, and the FBI was involved with the West case on day 2. And I have my suspicions that the reason why they got involved straight away was because they already suspected some dodgy activity in the area. You remember that just after Owen and Orson West went missing, they said that they've arrested so many people in relation to a trafficking ring in Bakersfield, and I think that this was from the FBI as how can I say, as a pride sort of thing, coming out publicly and saying to people who would be responsible for Owen and Orson, you know what? We caught these people from this trafficking ring. We are coming after you. So I think that that's why they went so public, the FBI. And I think that that's why they got involved from the beginning, because they have their suspicions. Something was happening in that area already. They probably found out that Owen and Orson West went missing, and they said, okay, we have to get involved because there's so much more to it. That's what I think.
And maybe because FBI doesn't get usually involved in a missing, uh, person's case when it comes to kids, especially. But they do come and they do get involved in such cases when it's about big things, and I believe something big is frying on in the pan. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've done this already, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, this one then. Robert, it could be a vast, desolate area in Missouri.
Yes, but Robert, I had a look at the area, and there is certainly a wooded area, but it's not really that big, though. You know,
The
There's-
wooded area, yeah.
yeah, it's some houses around, just kind of like um, big space in between and wooded area. It's exactly in that spot that deputy found out that they disappeared. Then, yeah, go on.
Oh, you wanted to say something?
No,
Sorry.
but then if you have an idea, then do something.
Yeah, and then also you also have to think about and take into account the fact that the boys were only 3 and 4 years old. So for what distance do you think that they would have been able to walk? For how long before they took a break? Because they are kids, they get tired very easily.
Reminder to Orion and Orson, they were 3 and 4.
Yes. Yes.
For how long do you think they walk?
They can't walk for such a long time.
They do run fast, okay, agree with
Yes.
that. But they don't have the stamina to keep it, for a long time.
Yes.
So they need to stop to take a break, and yeah.
Robert is saying, I don't necessarily think pride enters into maybe procedure. Bakersville is very large and dodgy. It is, yes, very large and dodgy. Yes, I agree with that. I've heard there's a lot of drugs happening there, and gangs and violence and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about which one is the excellent point, because at this moment we are talking about two cases at the same time, so sometimes the comments can get confusing.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
No, I don't know. But I was saying about the wooded area that I took a look on maps myself.
Yeah, but then
Street view.
Robert was saying about Orin and Orson in
Oh,
Bakersfield.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it seems like we are talking about the cases
No,
at the same time.
it's not. I don't know where it comes from. That pride, but I don't think it's pride. I think it's more to talk about, as Robert said, procedure. It is sort of. They need to gather the information. They need to make themselves, you know, get the right thing. They need to when they will do the arrests, probably they will do those arrests in mass, sort of, because it's not only one or two or three persons here we talk, you know, it's about many people, as Chief Walker mentioned in his interview with Perla. There's so many persons of interest. And I was like, oh my God, so you do know what's all about, but you don't want to share.
Obviously, they don't. They know it's impossible after so long not to know something. So who, what, when, where? I meant about the boys not being able to walk far. That's an excellent point. Sorry.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So anyway, this will apply in both of the cases, Orin and Orson West, and the Missouri family as well.
Yeah.
Darrell.
I mean,
Mayson
Darrell
and-
was a 40 years old man, big man. I'm not saying, but can you carry 3 and 4 years old like that, bro, in your arms,
No,
and run with them?
No, you can't.
For a long period of
No.
time. No, you can't do that.
And anyway, in both of the cases, the boys, they were all the same ages, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So it would really go the same for both of them, both of the situations, that they won't be able to go far. They need to rest. The energy is high, but like my husband was saying, the stamina is not very.
Yeah, you can't keep up.
No,
Seriously.
No.
I mean, you run. I see my little one runs.
Yes.
And then he suddenly stops because he gasps for air and sort of like, who? Oh,
He's
okay.
getting tired.
Yeah, tired. That's
we
it.
Need to
That's
stop.
it. So the stamina is the main
Yes,
thing here.
yes.
We need to talk because that's a big desert area.
And that works in both cases, really.
It's a big area. And you see them clearly if you are like about to be, going for proper looking. You will see them, but they haven't been there. Sorry, they haven't been. No, they haven't been there in Cal City, and I do believe that. Both points, she said. Then I mean about pride not entering in the pride. Yeah, I mean they do talk about a lot of people. It's a big circle. We don't know who, but we will find out. We will find out. And always, we will find out because
My God,
the
did you hear my chair?
the case
Make
is
some
now
squeaky noise.
the case is now up and running. YouTubers are talking about it. The media talks about it, and as far as I'm concerned now,
You know, Orin and Dawson, yeah?
yeah, Orrin Nelson, and even these two little boys from Missouri now. Uh, when is awareness there, and when people know about it, then obviously it's kind of you push it to the lens that you need to find out. You need to find out what happened, when, where, and why. These are the main important things, main things that you need to, Hi JD,
Hi,
you are
JD.
always late.
Yes, you are so very late. We are almost finished with this live.
Yes,
It's
because we need to pack it up. I go
very
tomorrow
soon,
work
yes.
and yeah.
Oh my God, I even forgot you're going to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wake up early. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, JD is latest update on the Missouri dad and his boys. So the police deemed
murder
murder
suicide.
suicide. So it's a very high probability that the dad used the gun he had and killed the boys and then
And
killed
then
himself. But the coroner still is not revealing anything as to the exact cause of death. So we are not sure if it was from a gun, but we can only speculate because that was the weapon he had already with him.
Then I'll prove my point. If the coroner comes up with the update and he will say when and with what, then we will surely know when it happened. But
Well,
I bet
it was that was the trigger.
after the prosecution.
Yeah, I think that was the trigger, most
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That
See,
was
well,
the trigger.
yes, JD, I agree with that. Yeah. Especially now with this period now.
Don't even mention because
I
they're
don't
gonna
mention
take,
it. I don't
they're
mention
gonna
it, but
take my
people should
channel down.
understand what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. I have an energy in myself now because I came to know about the little ones from Missouri, Kaiden and Mayson Peak, that they've been found by linemen working on some lines there in a shed, dead, all three of them, with a dad as well. And it's just upsetting. It's upsetting because they had so many chances to find them and to look for them and to not push it to the length to kind of make it happen. They knew he was depressed. They knew he had issues. They knew he made suicidal statements in the past. Everybody knew. They came forward with that information. So, you know, they still did it. They still did it. And it's upsetting. It's very upsetting. I feel sorry for all of them, seriously.
Right, let's see here, Alice. What is Alice saying? If we talk about James Hutchinson next time, I'll know way more about it than I know now. Well, I will look into it and I will research it and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yes. It can be the next live about James Hutchinson. It depends on what we find and how long it takes. Because at the moment, I'm also working on the content for another case, the White Farmhouse murders. So it might not be this week, maybe next week, but we will let you know anyway. I'll put up a community post. So if you are subscribed with your notification bells on, then you will get the notification when that post is up.
Also, I think we work on Blanchard, isn't it?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, they already
Yeah.
finished with that.
No, I mean we need a live to
Oh, yes,
kind of
yes,
clarify
yes.
the events and everything.
So the second part of Gypsy Rose Blanchard it will be public on Saturday this week, and then probably on Monday next week we want to make a live around that case, just like a case, review, and if you want to
Yeah.
ask any questions or things like that.
Yeah, and also we will talk about because you need to add that white farmers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, Madeline McCann. JD, are you bringing Madeline McCann in this now? We probably are at a certain point where we can't wait to see those news coming up. I just found out that the prosecutor in Germany, he came forward saying he strongly believes that Rubner is the one.
Oh, leave me alone with those news.
Right.
These news have been going on
No,
since
it's
last
new
year.
news now.
This is nothing
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
It's just twisted.
But I
Oh
was
my
like,
God, I'm getting so
literally,
enraged right
they
now.
are still kind of trying to find out. His phone was pinpointing at that particular area, but they need to find out who did Christian call at that time.
He had nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
He's not related to it whatsoever. The phone that the phone pinged in the area, that area could have covered a couple of miles from the resort, because there was no how do you say, no antenna at the Ocean Club,
yeah.
because
I
it
agree
was
with
an
that.
old
I agree with you.
system.
But they said they have proof, and they need to find out who did he call at that particular time limit.
Is that what they said?
And if they find the person, then they will know for sure that Christian Bruckner was with the phone.
Yes, that's what they said a few
Right.
years ago. The same exact thing with a new twist there. It's ridiculous. When it comes to Madeleine McCann case, just stay away from the mainstream media, because they are just biased. Never mind.
Yeah.
JD, to answer your question, because my husband went into something completely different here, I am also working on Porton Down and the possible connection with Madeleine McCann investigation. So from now on, I will be making Madeleine McCann videos more rarely than I did previously, because I want to also focus on different other cases. I want to cover as much as I can. So let's see. Who, what, when, where? How often do you go live? I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you as well for joining us. But I believe JD covered it up.
Yes. So no, there was something else.
He did say that. Oh no, not JD. Alice. Sorry.
Okay. I'm this comment here. So honestly, we are not 100% sure. It should definitely be at least once a week that we go live. But if we have any like breaking info or something which is just developing, we want to go live as soon as possible to let you guys know. And also there will be times when it's spontaneous, because we have a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old, and the 4-year-old, most of the times, if he's at home, he won't let us do lives, because he will just get in here and he wants the attention on him. So it wouldn't be a really good live if we do it when he's home or when he's not asleep.
He's pulling the cable.
Yes.
He's just shouting.
So most of the times we do it when he's at nursery, kindergarten, if you guys are Americans and you don't know what nursery is. Yes, JD, I know what you mean, and thank you again for that.
Yes,
Alice, you already covered that,
Yes.
Mina, Muna, hello. I remember that case, the Bamber. Still questions around that. I listened to a very good podcast on Madeline last night, Roberta Glass on YouTube, worth checking out. I have listened to a couple of those from Roberta Glass. That case, the Bamber, Jeremy Bamber, that is so twisted. Oh my God! Most of the people, they've already made up their minds about Jeremy Bamber being guilty. But if you will be following this with me on here on my channel, the video will be in 3 parts because there's just so much information that I found. So I will be talking about the prosecution, about the trial. I'll also be talking about the defense team from Jeremy Bamber over the years, how much evidence they collected, which was not revealed at the trial because somebody wanted Jeremy Bamber really, really bad to be guilty. But I suspect that this has got a financial involvement as well. But I will be covering all of that in the video, so please stay tuned. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when my next video is up with the white farmhouse. But it will I will start uploading that next week. Yes.
With the white farmhouse, it's interesting though.
The Bamber case, yes.
But if you think about it, it's just twisted. So
Oh my God, it's
twisted,
so twisted.
that you don't
Yes.
even. You can't imagine what's going on. But I believe he's not guilty.
Spoilers, you ruined it.
Sorry.
Take it back.
Can't help myself. Can't help myself. Sorry. JD, you always do something, JD.
Yes, JD. It's always you, JD. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you, Mina Mona. Okay, I think that, guys, if you have any last questions or requests, we've already been live for a long time. It's 3 o'clock in the UK in the night.
Yeah.
I
I do appreciate that Alice came forward with this.
Yes.
So any cases like these, guys, please just share with us, and we will have a look into it, and we will try and do our best to come with this a bit later. Obviously, you need to give us some time for research and stuff like that. So thank you very much for that, Alice.
I also have an email address. If you go into the About section on the channel, there is an email address. Whenever or whatever requests you want to send, you can send them to that email address. You won't be able to see the email if you look for it on your mobile device. However, you can see it on the computer or laptop. I think it's on the tablet as well. So for some reason, it doesn't show up on phones.
Yeah. Well, Robert, you will know it. You will know it. You will see.
Yes.
Mina, Mona, you did the same with your daughter on the Bamber case. Well, we will do our best, I promise. That pig is lying by an accident.
I don't know. I'm confused.
This one.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
My God, you can clearly tell it's late for me, and no, I can't process anymore.
I did follow the Alice. So it's fine. Yes.
My brain.
I got it.
My brain is asleep.
Right. Okay, guys. We should wrap it up now. Yes. It's pretty late, and I'm going to wake up in the morning. So yeah.
You told her the ending to the Jeremy Bamber case, to the White House farm murders. Oh, you're like my husband then. He spoiled everything. You spoiled everything.
Sorry.
Now our lovely viewers here, they won't watch the video anymore because they know the ending.
No, they need to watch it because
the videos actually they are free.
Because it's going to be so interesting.
Yes.
Seriously, I came across it. Well.
And I think that if you guys have been of the opinion up until now that he is guilty, by the time you finish watching all 3 parts, you will be as confused as I am, and you will start questioning that perhaps he is not guilty. There's just overwhelming amount of evidence and wrongdoing, and yes, from the police. So yeah, okay, never mind. I'm not saying anything.
No, don't say. Because you will get me to say
yes, you need to stop.
And I need to stop.
Yes. Robert, yes, please tell everybody about our channel. Please tell everybody. Yes, thank you. I'm rubbish at selling myself. That's for sure.
Thank you very much, who, what, when, where, for joining us, subscribing, and watching our videos. Thank you
Yes.
very much. We do appreciate. Thank you, guys. We wish you good day, good night to everybody. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Yeah, stay safe and take care, everyone.
Bye
Bye
bye.